Cool. So I think we are live now.
Let's double check it.
Yep, looks like it's
Yep, we are live.
Wow.
What's up, guys?
So cool. Cool. So how are you, Christian and Alec?
We're doing good. So really quick, I wanted to say for people who are coming to StreamYard, you can authorize your account so that we can see your profile picture in StreamYard, because if you don't, we're just going to see like a blank profile picture. So make sure you do that so we can specifically answer your question, and you'll just stand out too, so you'll get priority.
That's a good point. Wow, it's so cool. Like we are all over the world. Yes, so I went first of all introduce both of you and then myself. So Christian, for all of the people who watch us and don't know who are you. So who are you?
What's up, you guys? My name's Christian. I do Instagram grow stuff for basically a living. I don't do anything else. This is like what I do. I have a YouTube channel, another Facebook group, depending on whether you're watching this. And yeah, like I just grow accounts for clients. I resell growth services, and I just also consult with people. So it's pretty much me.
Cool. And how about you, Alec?
Hey guys, my name is Alec. So I pretty much do the same thing. I coach people how to grow on Instagram the same way like I grow my accounts. So I switched from having an agency to coaching and consulting. But pretty much Instagram is my obsession, and that's what I do full time, just Instagram.
Awesome. So I'm so excited to have both of you over here. So we'll speak even worse than the regularly. And thank you for introducing both of yourself. My name is Adi. I'm using Jarvee. I think I'm one of the last people who still use Jarvee and speak about it. Like many people use Jarvee, but most of them don't speak about it in public. So I'm here for that. And yes, in this live, I want actually to help, like the purpose, I just want to share with you why I want to do this live, because most of the people in my group, in Jarvee group, more than 50% left Jarvee. And I said, okay, so what is the value I can give them? Like they don't want to use Jarvee, and that's okay, I'm not working for Jarvee. So let's give them a lot of value, how you can actually grow on Instagram, even without Jarvee, without automation in Jarvee. And this is what I want to make this live, just to let you know.
Okay, awesome. I have a couple tips for people if they're interested in just how to grow without Jarvee, and it's giving Facebook exactly what they want, which is ad spend. Ads are not sexy. They're not cool. Nobody likes paying money for exposure, but the truth is they're never going to get patched. They work really well, especially if you know what you're doing. And yeah, I really think ads are the most sustainable growth hack you can get to. And too many people that I help where they're really trying to like scale an agency or just make money online, I always recommend that if they could pick one service, that it would likely be Facebook ads, because I know like Alec has talked about how he was killing it with Mother Slave. And I know how, Addy, you've been killing it with follow and doing client management for a long time now with Jarvee. And that kind of stuff is great, and it's really low cost, and you can have amazing margins. But the truth is, tomorrow it could be gone. You know what I mean? And ads are never going to go away, because that's what Facebook became like $1 billion company, is by selling our data to advertisers. So yeah, I highly recommend getting on ads, and that's what I think is like the best and most sustainable like growth method out there.
That's great, Christian. I'm actually agree with you. I also started with the PPC, and I'm also doing some ads, mostly for apps, by the way. I don't do so much in Instagram ads. I like to do a CPA and all of these kind of things. But I feel like in a lot of lives and webinars, we explain what we do, and you find amazing, but a lot of people don't really understand, like, okay, I need to do ads. Can you show like, for example, and maybe like a screenshot of like a campaign that works really good for you, like a case study. And then people will know, oh, actually I can get a follower with ads.
Would it be okay if I link a YouTube video series I have? Step by step? Yeah, because that would actually be, I literally did a case study in, it was actually an old course I used to sell. And the first ad is basically how to set up story ads. The second one is how I optimize it from 4 cents down to 1 cent. And then the third one is just what I think are some good ad creatives. So I'll link those actually in the comments section below, because those videos can explain far better how to run ads, in my opinion, than I could really discuss here. So 1 second, I'll pull those up, all right?
That's cool. Yeah, so actually, sorry.
Nice, I'm sorry. So that's how I found Christian. through a YouTube video.
Yeah, I think I met him on the Instagram group, on his Instagram group, and then I watched a few of your videos. They're really good, right, Alex?
Yep.
I think the best. Cool. So the case study will be over there, Christian, how to make the ads, how to do the creative, how to go to the campaign, and your success.
Ooh, I'm not 100% sure how I do that really quick. I'm pasting the links in the private chat. When I go to live comments, I can't actually paste them there. Do you guys know how to do that, or?
Not really.
I can also do that, but you can do it also after the live. You can add the comments, no problem. Okay. I will remember. Cool. So I think after your switching was from automation in Jarvee to more ads, and this way to grow your account.
Actually, I started with ads, to be completely honest with you. I started when I got first started, I bought this Tai Lopez course on social media marketing, the notorious Tai Lopez course that everybody saw the ads for everywhere. And I was really stupid because I went door to door, and it was in this city called Palm Springs, and I was in a suit, and it was 110 degrees, and I was covered in sweat, knocking on these doors, trying to get clients for no money. And I didn't even use Twitter or Instagram at that point. I never used it. I only used Facebook or friends. And I ended up starting with local clients, and I would pitch them on basically Google ads as well as just Facebook ads, because that was one of the main selling points of that course was yo, you could find these restaurants and people who are paying for Yelp advertising, and then you could go sell them Facebook, and it's so undervalued. And that's really how I got started. And then later at a different point, I started getting clients, but it was always for social media management. So it was Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And I started focusing a lot more on Instagram. And I was really impressed with the amount of organic traffic that was coming from that platform. So I started to focus more on it. And then now it's all I do, which is crazy. I never would have thought it went this way. And I mess with all the free ways because I used to pay for ads myself. And I was really enamored with free traffic. And now after a lot of that stuff has been a lot harder to use and it's patched, ads are now really important, I think, even more important than they were in the past, because a lot of these free organic growth hacks just don't work anymore.
Yes, but it used to work.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. That's really, really cool. We have a few comments over here, but we think we will discuss. We'll answer the question later on. Maybe Alec, you can tell us about your success. I know you have so many, so
yeah.
Even you can share your screen. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. I completely agree with Christian when it comes to ads, because that's the most sustainable way for growth on any social media, right? Because Instagram actually wants money from you, Facebook as well. So the more you feed the machine, the better. It's never going to stop, right? So it's a sustainable way for growth if you know what you're doing. But at the same time, it's really hard. I get it, but there is a way to grow organically as well, right? And that's what I do. I focus mostly on organic completely. But I use some of Christian's tips as well at the beginning when I'm growing new accounts to get to first 20,000 followers in a few weeks using story ads and feed ads to target third world countries to get as much followers as possible that turn into engagement and so on. So I can apply then my organic strategies for growth using, through hashtags and explore. But pretty much, I can share my screen. So I stopped posting on my main page, but New York Writes Mag maybe 2 weeks ago, because I'm doing a case study for my course right now. I'm showing my students how to, again, go from 0 to 500 followers per day. But if you go to Social Blade, you'll see that 2 weeks ago, I had consistently 500 to 600 followers per day. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys and show you just the beauty of having these wonderful stats. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah. Cool. I can see. I don't know if the people.
That is so dope, man. You have the little Instagram right there.
Yeah, it's a reflector app. It's a cool app. Anyway, so let me show you one of my best performing pictures. I'm in a wedding niche. This is my page right here. So I stopped posting February 2nd. I'm doing a case study right now. That's why I have only 1,700 profile visits. But I used to have at least. Are you guys there?
Yeah.
But I used to have 60,000 profile visits, and I have screenshots and proofs of that stuff in details, everything. But basically, so I just want to show you a few of my pictures and what's happening when you rank on hashtags and when you hit explore. So this picture, for example, gained 20,000, almost 30,000 likes and a lot of comments. And when I open my statistics, you can see that I reached 1.1 million people, gained 2,000 followers from one photograph only, and rank on explore and hashtags. And also, this is one of my best performing pictures, but I have a lot of pictures like this. And that's the beauty of it. I'm using, like engagement groups and I use Powerlex at the beginning, but it all comes down to starting from you have to post good content. Without good content, you won't have good engagement. So it comes for it's all about having engagement plus good calls to actions, good content, and engagement groups as well. And I want to show people. Should I go in details or maybe not?
You can maybe I think you give us some, like, I always like to see Alex statistics. It's like make you feel like, oh, this is actually possible. You can get these numbers. So
Yeah.
thank you for showing the statistics, and maybe we can answer a few questions and you can continue, because then I'm guessing the question will give you a lot of things to answer. So what do you think about this question?
Are you using engagement groups? You guys have any tips for finding engagement groups? Yeah, so I have a tip for you. I would not look for engagement groups. I would build my own engagement group. And it's very simple. It all comes down to sending messages to large pages and ask them to participate and join your engagement group, because you have your own engagement group. And I can give you one example. So I'm going to share my screen again and show you just a few of my engagement groups. What's up, Michael? We have Michael Sanchez in the house.
Hey, wow, we need to add Michael next time.
Yeah, she sent him a
maybe even today.
I'm trying to share my screen. Cool. So, for example, it's very important when you build engagement groups. So essentially, engagement groups are groups of people who have a large following. And the more likes and comments you get from them, the more likely you're going to hit explore and rank higher on hashtags, because you actually tell Instagram algorithm that you have all these likes from authority pages. So this is one of my engagement groups right here. It's a jewelry network because I'm in a wedding niche. So you always have to pay attention, very strong attention, on building engagement groups in your niche or niche related to your main one. So I'm in a wedding niche, but niche related to my main niche is jewelry, right? So engagement groups are groups of people who have following like this. But ideally, you want to find people who have a following over 200,000 followers and so on. For example, this is another my engagement group. These people have all 100,000 followers. This guy has 300,000 followers. And essentially what we do, we just, every time we post a picture, we come to engagement group and write posted. So they know now that they have to comment and like on your pictures. And you have to like and comment back on their pictures as well. And this is how you actually feed the algorithm and rank higher. So Instagram is actually just pushing your content further to the explore and suggesting to the users who are most likely to like your niche. And I hope this makes any sense.
Yes, totally. I really like your strategy when you say like to send some DM, like you want to collaborate with them or to do something with them, and then they're like, oh, this guy is actually serious.
Yeah. So you check the modules. That's awesome. So basically, I tell people, if you have like 50 followers, you can't just send any kind of messages to people because they're going to ignore you. But if you approach to them strategically and ask them, hey, how much you guys charging for promotions, you get them to respond back to your message. And once they respond to your message, now you can navigate communication in different direction and be like, okay, cool. By the way, I have a large engagement group of active users. We all have 200,000 followers. Would you like to join? And some people will ask right now, but yeah, this is cool. I don't have like anyone in my engagement group. Well, as long as you get yeses from people, you can just screenshot and tell next user, this is who's in engagement group. So you can actually just wait for people to say, we're interested, and then you can add them at once you have 10 yeses from them, if this makes any sense.
Yeah, for me, it really makes sense, but I learned from your course a lot. So,
Cool.
For me, it's like, this is what you said. And it's actually also working. I must say, I already tested I have a few viral accounts.
Thank you.
I will also share them over here. So it's actually working, I must say.
Amazing.
Yeah, so thank you
Awesome.
for that. And just, yeah, this guy also asked over here to get these numbers. So I think with Jarvee or with automation, it's a bit more complicated. Maybe with mass views or mass voting, mass views, we can also discuss about it a bit later. But yeah, like we can also, your method actually, we can get these numbers.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Christian has to say something about mass voting and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, first
Yeah.
of all, I'll go into that. But first of all, engagement groups are super powerful. They work really well too, just like Alex said. But yeah, I always like abuse them, especially when you could use like a bot. Like you could get like a ton, but unfortunately, like for like is kind of patched now. But it's awesome and it still works. It's just it's really important that you just like niche it and that you just like you do whatever you can to get in a group with them, like Alex said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when it comes for people who are like in the Jarvee group, I'm at the point right now where I've always recommended people to do automation. And at this point in time, I don't really recommend people to do automation at all. But the one thing that does seem to work right now is just mass voting. And I do want to say, like, if you guys don't know what that is, it's basically when you go vote on like a ton of Instagram stories, like polls, sliders, quizzes, question answer boxes. Some tools even do countdown timers too. And what happens is you get like you show up in the voters section, which is above like the story viewers, and that's how you get exposure. You can do like 3,000 to 6,000 actions a day, and if you compare that to something like follow and follow, where you can maybe do like 200 follows per day, and if you're good, like you can get like a 20% follow back ratio, which is about 40 followers per day. With mass voting, you don't even have to worry about like the follow back ratios, and you can usually pull somewhere between 10 and 50 followers per a day, sometimes even more. Like it does depend if you're like an attractive girl or an attractive male. Like accounts that, you know, have a lot more sex appeal tend to gain followers a lot easier. And yeah, there's people who do amazing with mass voting. It works right now. It won't work in the future. I don't know how long it's going to last. You can get your account banned. So like forewarning here, like if your account doesn't get disabled, like that is something that you need to be okay with before using a tool like this, or any tool, I think, whether it's even just Jarvee. And I do know that Jarvee actually had a function, right, Adi and Jarvee?
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right. It used to work really well with Jarvee. We can actually, like, I didn't do it, but I know for verified accounts for my students, so they used to do like 500K, even 1 million. Remember, I also tried it and 1 million, but then it started to work not so well. And I don't think, like, at the moment, you need to set up so many scrapers to get these numbers, and I really think like it's better for verified account or for accounts you want to grow and you take the risk with the mass voting or mass views. So I want also to share the screen with the account I just tested for the last day. It's actually with IG mass views. Can I do that?
Yeah.
That's okay? Or cool. So I'm all with Jarvee, as you know, but I said, okay, let's do some testing about one of my accounts. Just a viral page. I don't really care.
By the way, the reason why it doesn't work in Jarvee anymore is because a lot of the tools, they had to switch over to the web API to scrape. It just doesn't work to scrape through the mobile API anymore. It's too restricted.
I see. Okay. So 1 second, I want. Oh, by the way, Instagram will made a new update next week, right? With API.
Yep, on scraping too, but it's only for people who go through the official API. So a lot of tools will remain unaffected.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, so you can see just a random account. It's called Papi Switch. So just reposting with Jarvee many things over here.
Okay.
As you can see, really nice.
Oh.
And I had a lot of issues with these accounts. I don't know why with Jarvee, like all the time it's get blocks, working. I fix it again. I said, okay, let's do some testing with the IG mass views. And sorry. And I just test it like for the last days, and it's working pretty well. 1 sec. And over here. Sorry. Yes, over here I actually see the action that it's actually making, and like no issues at all, you know, like for the past few days I tested it. And the one time I actually need to re-log in the account, but it works, you know.
Nice.
Easy. So really, really, really cool. I don't know what you have actually, Alex, that you can.
So how many followers do you get per day with this tool?
Around 20 maybe. One second,
Okay.
I will show you my phone,
Yeah.
and you will see. Something like 20, something like that. Not a lot, but it's very nice because also a lot of people do likes for the photos, then no issues for me. And I think for verified account, it's a great tool for
Yeah.
verified account.
I mean, like, I had some verified clients as well. They were like skydivers. Yeah, cool.
One sec. I try to show that. I don't have your tool, Alec. But yeah, we'll do it like that. So this is the account. You can see how it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really cool. Maybe more than 10, maybe more than 20 even. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't count all of them.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Yes.
Yeah. So pretty
Yes.
much like you have a lot of engagement in your pictures. Like you have like 500 likes that I just saw, and like honestly, I feel like you're ready just to repost. And so the whole point that I'm telling people, especially if you have a skill with Jarvee, which is beautiful. I'm posting on autopilot, and I used to grow my page for 7 months without touching my page at all. Autopilot completely. Reposting with dynamic hashtags, spinning hashtags every time, and it used to work well. So I feel like you're ready just to implement a few different hashtags, find people to join the engagement group who have large following in your niche, dog niche, and you're good to go, honestly.
Yeah. Dude, I think you're totally right. And everybody who does automation too, like, I really think the end goal shouldn't be to automate forever. Like, if you're a Shopify store or something and like you need link clicks, like, yeah, I get it. Like, you just want to run an automation tool forever. But the real goal with automation should, I think, at some point to be able to cut it off and just let organic take over, because organic is just like the best type of traffic you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And also, really quick, for people who are mass voting, I just want to say I usually don't ever recommend people use mass voting on a actual like viral page, just because those accounts do tend to like have really hurt trust scores after, and they just don't like to rank on hashtags or the explore page. Some accounts still do, but I usually try to only recommend people to use these tools for specifically accounts where like they don't get a lot of organic reach, like a personal brand or like a store, like a brand shop, because if you just don't rank on hashtags and you've tried do all the hashtag research and you try it and it just doesn't work, chances are it's just the account, and it's just been like damaged in a way, because Instagram realizes that no human's going to vote on 6,000 stories, like that's you'd be sitting there all day. Like
that's what Jean was talking to me yesterday about how all these automation tools, even voting, liking, and viewing. We don't have official information from Instagram, but most likely they count everything and add points, minus points to our account, so our account over time gets less and less value. So I feel like this could eventually limit our organic reach, no matter what we do in the future. But honestly, guys, I was abusing my account, New York Brides Mag. I was following, unfollowing, liking, voting, and everything, and I still recovered account, and I still used to have like 600 followers per day. At one point, even 1,000 followers per day. So just be careful, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Even in a few of my accounts, like not my customers' account, but my own accounts, I test so many things and I play with it so much, and still it can actually get a great results. But you're right, it can be really danger. And also about what you mentioned, I must say, like a small, a few words about that, about the goodness square and about the unicorn. I know we talked about that with June and Jean. Sorry, amazing guy. And I must say, it's reminded me the last live I made last year with Aaron Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you know this guy. I think like Aaron. So in his course, by the way, I also purchased this course in 2018 or 19, 18. Yeah. So he talked about it a lot. And actually, it's very interesting. I don't know how many of the people who watch us now, it's 24 people now. I don't know how many of you read Instagram articles about that. They actually posted officially data. Did you read about it?
Yes, right? I didn't read anything about it.
I actually learned about Trust Score. I first heard about it on MP Social. But yeah, John did say that there was like a Tumblr blog, I think, and they had posted like all this type of stuff about the unicorn strategy and just about like goodness score, which is like the word that they actually called it. A lot of people call it spam score or trust score or health score. It's all the same thing, but
it's cool.
Yeah, I do have the links of these articles. Again, it's published by Facebook, and it wasn't last year or this year. It wasn't in 2018, 17. But I think it can be it can give out of value. And of course, Jean, he knows a lot about these kind of things, and he take it to the next level.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
He's
Yes.
a homie.
If you want to.
If you're watching, John, you're the homie.
I think he is.
Yes, just over here. And if you want also about the Ginger question, and we know I will search the links to the people. Alec or Christian, feel free to answer for Ginger.
I can jump into this. How often are you posting in your grid? How often is too often for grid posting? I don't think that, whatever you do is too often. Like, people that in Instagram game, we all model success from influential pages, big pages, because we know they're gaining, 50, 60, or 70,000 followers a month. And we know why are they gaining this many followers. So I have a philosophy that I do so-called market research and analyze competitors. And I realize that there's a trend, like people who post more often are more likely to compound their growth when they rank on hashtags. So ideally, if you post between 3 and 6 times per day, that's amazing. The more you post, the better for you. That's my opinion.
I think it depends. So the first question I usually ask somebody, like whenever they're, like consulting with me or even just asking a question in my Facebook group is it a personal account or is it a repost account or a stats account, a niche account? Because like those niche accounts, yeah, like 3 to 6 posts a day is like an awesome sweet spot, generally speaking. And you can't really post too much. And like, I've actually had an account here where like I can pull up my phone, but at one point I was posting like 14 to 22 times a day. And it was with an automation tool. So like I didn't post manually. And it was doing amazing. Like it was doing freaking amazing. And then I started to realize that like after eventually it just stopped doing that well. So I lowered it down to like 8 to 12 and it did really well from 8 to 12 posts a day. And then I've even had accounts where sometimes they just do best with 1 post a day. So like, I think really there isn't a specific number and you should just test, figure out what is the right number for that account. But I will say that the more you post, generally the less attention each post gets. So like, if you imagine that you have like this box right here, that's like your attention. If you had 1 post, that 1 post is going to get like the maximum amount of attention possible. So that's generally why like your first post or your last post of the day do the best because they get pushed the most. But if you posted 6 times a day, it tends to like split that attention up more so. The first and last post tend to get the most, but as you post more in between, Instagram tends to cut off that previous post because they want to promote like the most recent, like the most trending content on your page. So yeah, if you're a personal though, like I really think if you can post 1 time per day, like the power to you. If you wanted to post even more and frequently, you can because chances are your account really just isn't going to grow unless you push traffic from it externally, whether it's through ads, shout outs, an automation tool like mass voting, or even something like Jarvee, like follow and follow. It really doesn't matter. You could push traffic from Pinterest if you wanted, or even a YouTube channel or Facebook group, as long as you're just pushing traffic.
Nice.
Agree with both of you. We have another question.
Got 1 account above 200K saying they want to get into my group, but the others I've sent DMs to do not reply. I've tried several times, check your DM, and I'm also trying to get their attention by saying I have some accounts above 200K, but don't open my DM.
Oh, this is the girl from my group. She's trying to build an engagement group. So she just watched my video like 2 days ago, and she's trying to build an engagement group. So I got 1 account about 200,000 followers saying they want to get in my group, but the others I send DMs to do not reply. So yeah, Carolina. So this strategy, it's all about quantity. You just have to keep sending messages to other people. And every once in a while, come back to these big accounts and just comment on their last photograph and be like, hey, check your DM, right? But don't send 50 messages and just sit and wait for them to come back to you because they will not get back to you. Or usually 10% of people will get back to you. So ideally, you want to send hundreds of messages, but at the same time, don't abuse Instagram. Don't send 2 messages per day because you're going to hit action blocks. So be very careful. If you have multiple accounts, even better. Yeah.
I actually have a really good video that I made. It's the first video I have on my channel. It actually wasn't my first video because I made the previous videos that were super gnarly, like private. I can't watch them; they just look so bad. But I do have a video on my channel. It's like the first video I have, and I talk about how you can get into like 1 million plus DM groups. And I do recommend people potentially just pay somebody. It might just be easier for you to pay somebody to add like 10 to 20 bucks to add you to like a big DM group than it is to send like 200 DMs. Because like Alex said, if you have no followers, it's going to be really hard to get into like a 200K DM group. Like you can do it, absolutely. Like there's people who do it every single day, but you're going to have to work for it. And sometimes it may just be easier to pay. Another tip I have is like, if you check out that video, at the end of the video, I actually send some guy a message and I'm like, reach out to somebody, but give them a compliment, like be a person. And I remember I went to some page and it was like 150K or something. And I had an account, and my account was like, I think it was like 50K or something. So it was like significantly lower. Mm-hmm. And I went to his feed and I looked at like his bio, and it said something like inspirational memes to like motivate people or something. And I sent him some message saying like, hey man, like I checked out your content. I really like it. You're doing an amazing job with your page. These memes you have focus on like bigger picture ideas, and they really, they really motivate me. And I said like, awesome. I just wanted to say, keep up the work, dude. I love what you're putting out. And he responded. And then after that, like we just had a conversation. Like I didn't try to sell him on anything. I made a couple jokes, and he was like, he made a couple jokes like, hey man, like something about like his degree. Like, oh man, like you want my degree? Like I'm just using it as something like a coaster, like to put on under a cup and not to like stain his like desk. He's like, I don't even need it nowadays. And we just made jokes. And like it was then he ended up, I said like at the end, after like we built that rapport, like we had like a conversation like a real person. I was like, hey man, would you be interested in being in a DM group? And he said yeah. So you don't have to like use any like tactics or like things like I remember there's a video by Anthony Groper where he's like, hey, are you interested in joining a 200K DM group or something? And when you're not like actually 200K, and like to me that always seemed a little bit inauthentic, because it's like a word play, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like you're not saying that you're 200K, but that you have a 200K plus DM group. And I think that is a great technique too, because like people have given me stuff for free just because they think I'm cool, and I give them stuff to people too for free just because I think they're cool. So like that'll never get patched, and like you create like really meaningful connections that way. Like that guy, we still talk. Like we hopped on a call I think like a few weeks ago, and just to say like hi and what's up. So yeah,
just be human.
Yeah.
I like how you're answering about a question. Sorry, like it's like you give like a full answer. You don't just say like do that.
I'm used to talking a lot when I'm on live. I'm the only person on the live, or I'm really the person interviewing, and I'm like,
no. Keep doing it. It's great that you actually explain and you're telling the stories, and it's like I really like to learn about marketing psychology. And when you tell the story, you don't just say to me do that and that and that. I can learn it. Not me. Like every human being can learn it much in a better way. Sorry. It's great. Keep with the stories. Like now I will remember what you said, and I don't just, I need to do like that. So it's cool. Yes, and we have another question over here. And I will also later on, I make some small case study about Jarvee and about some conversions, right? I get to a few e-commerce store. So I will speak about it later on. But yes, maybe Alec, you want to answer about that?
Is there a fitness or art-related group you guys have? I manage my friend's accounts who's a fitness model, and I'd love to be added to that. Unfortunately, I'm in one niche only, but maybe Christian has an answer for this.
Yeah, man. So if you actually go over to my Instagram marketing group, which is called Instagram Marketing Secrets, and you go to a section called the unit section, there is a tab under there, and I have DM group threads set up. So you can literally just drop your @ right there. But one thing I want to make sure you understand is when you drop your handle, do not drop a link. If you drop a link, I will ban you. And two, nobody's going to add you to a DM group. Once you post your @ there, what you need to do, and I say this in the thread, you need to start messaging the people above you and then saying, hey, could I add you to a DM group? Because these are people in your specific niche who want to join DM groups. And I recommend just starting with the ones at the bottom because those are the most recent, and then DMing every single person on that thread. That way you can form your own DM groups in your specific niche, because I just really think asking somebody like Alec here to like add you to a DM group, or even asking me, like I get so many questions from people about that kind of stuff on Instagram and just on here. And it's just like, I never say yes. That's the truth. Like, I don't know, Alec, like how many times do you say yes to people when they ask you to add them to a DM group? Like, especially if they're not in your niche, man. Like, do you do that often? I mean,
I get messages all the time, but I just don't add people. I try to keep my engagement groups very niche specific. So I tell users, I had messages, but I just respond back to them, be like, build your own niched one,
Yeah.
And I made a video in my Facebook group as well, explaining people. There's like a 1 hour long video explaining literally everything we just talked about, how to create an engagement group and how to send messages. So you guys can check that out as well. And
yes. Sorry,
yeah.
I just wanted to let them know that even the last live I made with you here in the group 1 month or 2 months ago in Jarvee community.
Yeah.
So you even show exactly what you do with the engagement groups, and also we talked a lot about hashtags and the tools you're using. So also you can check out the live you made. It also got a few hundred views on YouTube, so
That's
it's
sweet.
cool. Yeah. You want to answer about this question? I'm guessing you get it a lot. How to choose the niche? A niche to work on?
Yeah,
I think you have the course.
What's that?
I think you have like a full model in your course about how to choose a niche, right?
No, I have a whole module how to research a niche, right? But how did I choose my niche? That's like a completely different story. When I moved to the United States, I was pretty much broke completely, and I had 0 people in my network. I just knew my wife, right? And I became friends with her ex-boyfriend, and he's a wedding photographer, right? So this is how I ended up, helping him out, growing his account, and his friends asking him who helped you, and I'm like, screw it, I'm just gonna keep up with this niche, and then I ended up in this niche. So this is how I choose to be this small, very small niche. And by the way, weddings are very small niche. They're not like fitness or memes or I don't know, luxury or something like that. But I still managed to grow in this niche as well. And yeah, so I would ask yourself, if I'm starting out from the scratch, like, what's your passion first, right? And research as well what's actually good for Instagram. Don't choose something you love, but at the same time, it's not going to work on Instagram. Like, for example, I like Zen garden bonsais, right? But that's niche on Instagram is almost non-existent. So I know for sure I wouldn't grow a viral page on Instagram in that niche.
Yeah, absolutely. I think picking something you're passionate about is always an amazing choice. However, paycheck doesn't always follow passion. So that's something I do want to emphasize. Like,
yeah,
just because you pick a niche that you're passionate about, like maybe surfing, that may not be like a good niche to make money in. And I really do think the best niches to make money in are, at least when it comes to not having to do much, biz infographic, like motivation quotes pages, those get tons of shout out requests. So if you wanted to pick one of those pages, I'd highly recommend growing one of those pages, just because you'll be able to make like decent money just off shout outs. I also think picking any type of like evergreen niche, whether that's like health, wealth, like love, like you have marriage, which is like a subcategory of love.
Yeah.
Those are really good niches as well. Like dating, things that will always be around. Like people will always want to be healthier. People will always want to travel to places. Those are just great niches to make money in general online. So it's not even just to Instagram. And if you can, it's always better to just do a sub niche, because generally there's so many like viral travel pages or just big general niches. So if you just pick something that's a little bit more niche, like for instance, if you're in fitness, maybe you do strongman, or powerlifting. Like that is a sub niche, and those tend to do really well because there's a lot less competition. And then as you get bigger, you can also continue to post more general fitness related content and open up your audience. So passionate is always good, but it's always best, in my opinion, to pick something profitable if you want to make money.
I would like to add something on that as well. I don't know, like if you guys are marketing managers, would like to, make money from Instagram in future by helping other people. But ideally, everyone is, when they dive into Instagram, people who sell courses, for example, they just, they don't appeal to specific audience. So me, for example, I used to work with wedding planners and wedding photographers, and that's why I was able to charge a lot of money for my monthly retainer. And as well, when I launch my wedding course program, I'm going to be able to charge more money because I'm going in front of a specific small audience. So there's also that benefit when it comes to monetization, that you can actually make more money from your services or whatever you're offering if you go after a very, very specific niche audience.
And there's like no competition too. So really quick though, I do want to touch on something. If I had to say what is the most profitable niche, I would say it has to be a personal brand. Like I have a shitty 15.8K like personal brand page, and that page makes me more money than any niche repost page I've ever had in my life. Long term, I should say. There's certain moments where like you may be popping and make like a ton of money, but if you can grow a personal brand, which are notoriously hard to grow, I think that's the best place to start. It's a lot more sustainable than just leveraging the algorithm for organic exposure, and you just make so much more money because people buy from people they trust.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like it's easiest to trust a face. That's just the truth.
You're totally right. Oh, sorry, Alec, you said sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying I agree.
Yeah.
I want to show actually, I know most of the people who starting a niche and wants to make like fan page of like success or like all of the niche you said, and like they will always be great. And most of them, from what I research with Alec tips on Instagram, so most of them do the same kind of things. Like what they do, they grow the account, looks good, 100K, 500K, great. And the monetization part, 99% of the people doing on the fan page, maybe I did too much, but maybe 90%, 80%, it's like affiliate links for something.
Yeah.
And that's great. And I want to show why, like, I feel like we're speaking a lot and we don't showing some things. So I want to show what is my strategy for fan page.
Go ahead.
And a bit something different for like another funnel of monetization, but a bit different.
Are you using a ClickBank?
No, but I will show you now. Have a look.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. So I have another account about a fan page, not the puppies one that I show you. And another one about the CBD. I don't know if you know about the CBD industry in the United States, even all of the world. It's like going to
huge.
be bigger.
It's huge here in Denver, yeah. It's legal.
It's great. Amazing, really. Like it's really, really good. Now I have this account. I reposting many memes. The engagement is really low, as you can see. I had a good days, but now I try to fix it. And basically the monetization I do, it's a bit different. I just let the people join my group on Facebook. And then when they join the group, so something happening, maybe it will give you some ideas to the CBD or the fan page. Let's see. I don't know if we have like a new members.
You have a lot of members actually.
Yeah, we do have. We do have from Instagram, also from Pinterest. I bring the people. I want to show what's happening when you join the group.
Okay.
Maybe you can join the group.
Yeah, send a link here.
Yeah, I don't know why my internet is so slow.
It's the streaming while you. Yeah. Same problem.
Okay. So let's see. One person actually tried to join. Okay, this guy, but he didn't answer my question.
What are your questions usually?
Yeah, I will show you now. My question, really, really simple. I think like your group. 1 sec. And over here. So basically asks 3 questions.
Yep.
How did you find us?
Okay.
How you use CBD for your pets? And leave your email. Now, I don't know if you know, but emails on the CBD industry, because you cannot do paid advertising normally.
Yeah.
So they want a lot. Like we sell these leads for $2 or something like that. And
amazing.
Yeah. And I just want to show when people actually join the group, and some of them leave the email. Yeah. I just approved you before. So 1 second, I'll show you the numbers. I actually approved them with a Chrome extension. I know this one cost me almost $2,200, but Christian has something that it's much more cheaper.
A lot of emails for that.
I do. I think Alec. I actually don't have a Chrome extension, but I want to get one made.
Yeah.
Michael Sanchez told me you can get one made for like $50 on Upwork.
I pay one like $10 a month.
Cool. Okay, I pay for that one time, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like only once. And yeah, I just want to show you that actually this is not monetization. I don't want to show you all of the data.
Yeah.
But these emails are from today.
Okay.
And yesterday. Nice. So you can see this is another monetization, and then you can actually sell these leads or do another thing. So
no, that's an awesome tip.
Sorry,
go ahead. No.
I just wanted to ask, like, how do you find people who are ready to buy a list?
So a lot of people join the group also from Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I also sent some DMs with Jarvee.
Yeah.
And then they try to post advertising on the group, and then I send them like some DM, like you cannot advertise, but we can do that and that.
Oh, nice.
And
yeah, sweet.
This way. And also I send the traffic for Pinterest. Check this out. Looks cool, right?
That's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I also do these kind of things to bring the traffic from Pinterest over here.
Yeah.
And
so I'm doing the same strategy, by the way. You know, when it comes, so the way I sell my services is like, I tell also people the same thing, like it's through personal branding myself through Facebook. So everyone from my Instagram goes to my Facebook group as well. And I focus most of my time on Facebook to brand myself and, coach people and so on. And I also ask people questions in my Facebook group, collect emails, and then, create email campaigns and so on. I didn't start creating email campaigns yet, but I follow up with everyone who joins my group,
Yeah, Facebook, super powerful. Oh my God. Like I truly think Facebook is the easiest way to start making money, regardless of the platform. On the internet, like Facebook is just so amazing. And like that's an awesome tip, Addy, because people they have trouble monetizing pages all the time, and being able to sell leads, like it's pretty passive. Like you don't really have to do that much. And if you just have a link in bio, specifically a deep link would probably work a little bit better because you'll get like twice the conversion. That just forces it open in app so that they don't have to pull up the browser. Instagram and Facebook pull up this nasty browser, which I hate, but it's because they want to keep people on the platform. So you hit that X later and it goes back to Instagram.
Wow, that's a great point.
If you have a deep link there, like you'll get way more leads, and that's just a great way to monetize, because I honestly, I had a hard time just making money from solely Instagram alone without Facebook and YouTube and Instagram like together. And Facebook, I think, is probably, if I had to pick one, it's the most important. I get the most leads from Facebook versus anywhere.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's awesome. But they reach out to me on Instagram for some reason, and I close them on Instagram, but they come from Facebook usually.
Cool. So this guy actually said, legends, that's a voting better work till the end of 2020. I think I also hope so.
No fucking idea.
I must say, like, I don't do this so much. I just like to test it. But many of my students, you don't know, like, who have verified accounts. I saw the results. Guys, it's amazing. Really, like, I don't know, like, they get like 1,000 followers per day, one day. It's crazy.
Yeah. I recommend masslooking.com for people who don't know about it, but they have a verified story viewer tool, and it's like the best one on the market. And you can like get 300 to 500 followers a day usually just with the story viewing tool, which is like, it's crazy. Yeah, but totally against TOS, can ban, can go away tomorrow. Warning. I don't know if they could like
I will replace Jarvee with like the warning emoji. No problem. We have one guy over here who tried to purchase IG mass viewing. Maybe we can help you later on. Maybe Christian, we can help you later on. I don't know.
Info at igmassviewing.com.
Cool. I just post, by the way, the links of, if you want also to read it later on. This is me. So I recommend you. It took me a lot of time also because the English level, it's like really high level of, Facebook, but it's really interesting articles. and it's great in addition to Ja knowledge.
It's not
So-
working, by the way. The link is not working.
Oh, it's not working.
No.
Okay, I will fix it. I will fix it. Thank you. Oh, this is for you guys. What do you think about this question? I think this one is Kenny.
Oh,
Question.
Connie. Connie is the
Connie.
developer of Hypervoter, by the way. For anybody who doesn't know, he's the guy who coded this, and he's freaking awesome. High five, Connie. So man, suggestions for the Hypervoter team. Yeah, man, if you could release your algorithm to have it so you can scrape followers, that would be pretty dope, man, because you just get better results when it comes to follower gains with followers. And I know that the follower scraping has such a low API count that if you release an algo for followers to be able to scrape it like you have on your private SaaS, that would be freaking dope. Also, I can't wait for your mask looking update, brother. I'm super excited about that. He has an update coming out soon where you're going to be able to mass look up to 100,000 stories on normal accounts that aren't verified, as well as vote, which is just crazy because there's no other tool on the market that does that. Man, I do think if you made a mentioner for module, that would be super dope. It is really spammy, but I think there could be a lot of value in that when it comes to actually setting up slave accounts. Because yeah, like that service is so spammy, man, but it works and you get exposure. So by the way, for you guys who don't know what Mentioneer is, it's a script that basically mass mentions people on Instagram stories. You can tag between like 10 and 5,000 people on a story.
Wow.
Yeah. So like if he had but it's a terminal script and they're not the most intuitive for most people. So if you had a module script, man, I think that there would be a lot of marketers who would actually move over to like using tools like Mentioneer because they really don't have the will or to learn how to use a terminal script to install PHP and run all that kind of stuff. It was so difficult for me just to figure that kind of stuff out. And even to do like that video because I had literally just paid a developer to set that up for me because it was like, yeah.
I saw.
So I think,
Yeah,
Connie, to answer your question, I think like, man, if you can move as many of your tools that you have or ideas over to an actual cloud-based module type of function, it would just make it way simpler for marketers who don't have the will to learn how to run like terminal scripts or just too scared of like the codey type of aspect because most of our marketers, like we know nothing about technical stuff like API calls and like web API, like, ooh, scary. So yeah.
I agree. I must say, like I talked with it also about it with one of my students to do the mass views. Sorry, and I told him, no, listen, check Christian video. You can buy the script for $15 and
A month. Yeah.
a month, and then you can put unlimited accounts, right? And like you can charge each like $200, $300 per 1 month, and only pay 15. I get it right?
Yeah, I charge between 175 and 300. But with the terminal script, you can run unlimited accounts. You do just need to have a proxy though. So a couple of people were like, "What? I bought the script and I thought I could run unlimited accounts on it." And I was like, "No, dude, you need a proxy." And I sent him like a provider that gives you like 1,000 IPs for $88. You know, like super cheap. You can run like the gnarly data center proxies. I do recommend that you get rotating ones, just because when you do spam, it's usually better to have it rotate to a different IP. Is that just gets around like API blocks and API issues and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like you want, definitely try that script. Works good. The terminal works even better in my opinion than the module. It's an awesome tool. Connie is like one of the legendary IG devs.
Cool.
Thank you, Connie, for being here. Yeah, I saw your videos and I also like saw also the group. So it's really cool. This question, okay, how do you roam up and establish an IG account on Jarvee if it's super small? Okay, I can show the settings. I actually have a demo account on Jarvee that we can copy the settings. So I'll share the screen and I will show you. I actually do the same settings at the start for all of the account. Just start really slow, but I will show you that now. And 1 second. You probably, guys, it will give you some memories all days. Okay. I will try to connect to one of the servers. You can see the screen, right?
Yep.
Cool. So basically, this is the settings they do. All of the people who watch us, you can copy that. I recommend always to change a bit the numbers. Don't do copy and paste, but this is the start. I forgot to put here what I do like that. So over here, I do this kind of numbers. And maximum 200 actions per day. This is the things I'm doing. Yes, What else? What else? After sometimes I also change a bit all the settings because it will be still very, very low, as you can see. But this is very good for the start. And as you can see, I check this option to use only the embed browser. It's a lot of headache, but this is what I do at the moment. I use only this option with most of the accounts. And then I add a scraper. And then this account only around the embed browser and not on the API. And then I get less blocks on this one. So this is what I recommend you to do when you add a new account. Don't play with the API. Not working so well. And yes, I will also can add I can also add the scrapers video. I also have. Oh, we have many questions. And just one thing I want to show you about some of the results with Jarvee. I must show you like this kind of the result and the 3% conversion rate for all of you who saw the post I made about the event. So I talked about it as well. This is like a US company we are working for. They have a few accounts of the same brand. And we send a lot of DM through the contact on Jarvee. We send this kind of DM for one website in a month for all of the accounts. And it's really, really cool. Like I must say, a lot of people don't know how to do it correctly, but you can also do it with trigger words and to do some follow-up with that. For example, I do it really fast because we are talking a lot, but just check this out. So you can do these kind of things to do the contacts. And then, for example, the new folders. And then to send secondary message and based on trigger words. And then if someone answers yes, you can actually send them some 20% code coupon, something like that. You probably did it a lot, Christian and Alec, and it's working really good for e-commerce websites, like that. So
Actually spin messages.
What did you say?
Do you spin secondary messages?
Yes, this is a spin of the message, actually. And instead of hey, so we can do that. You can also do it to join some engagement groups. No, Alec? We can also do that.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
My English, sorry. But yeah, hello. How are you? And all of that. So really, really cool. And then you can get also conversions for e-commerce. So I really recommend to check this out. Really cool stuff. And
we have crazy comments over here. Oh my God.
What do you say?
We have crazy comments coming from YouTube.
Yes. This question is for you guys about a group of like engagement groups this guy can get into. But I think we discussed about it. It's on payment or to do your method.
So this is what I would say when it comes to.
Sorry, Alec. I just want to interrupt you for a second. I think it's what Christian said. We can pay to people.
Yeah.
Before, because it was before, like in.
Yeah. So I feel like my advice is like to, find out who's already participating in engagement groups and then reach out to them to ask them to pay for a spot. And the best way to find it is like to find accounts who have large following and look at people who comment their pictures and try to find brand pages who are leaving generic comments, 3+ words.
Yeah. Also, I think a good tip too is like comment on their post before you reach out to them, asking them to join a DM group. It's like with Jarvee when you like if you do a story reply, instead of just viewing the story, like the follow back ratio is going to be higher. If you actually go and like and comment on a few of their posts before reaching out to them and asking to be in a DM group, it's like the law of reciprocity here. they're a lot more likely to say yes because you've done something for them. And if you can do that even for a couple days before you end up, just like hitting them with your pitch, you'll have a higher conversion rate, most definitely. When it comes to paying for groups, I don't recommend just reaching out to like random accounts, like and just be like, yo, can I pay you to be in a DM group and all that? I think it's better if you can find somebody with a network. Like generally, I'm thinking of accounts where they have like the taggable @ in their bio, or maybe they have like the link to another Instagram account in their bio. If you can find somebody who has 3 or 4 accounts in your niche between like, you know, even like 20K and like 300K, and you can pay that person to engage on all like 3 or 4 or 5 of their accounts, that is going to do way more for you than just trying to buy into a ton of DM groups. Because the problem is like people will pay for DM groups and get added to these like inactive ones, or the truth is they're like, why the fuck is there this guy with 50 followers in our API group? Hey, look at that. Connie just said web API update for follower scraper. Oh, no, sorry. But that's going to do a lot more for you guys because, yeah, like people will add you to like dead DM groups just to sell you something, and you never want that to happen. And if you can find somebody who has like a small network in a specific niche and pay them, you can do amazing. Like I remember when I was growing my old Facebook group, there was a guy and he was in like a notoriously hard niche to grow. It was makeup, and it's not really that hard to grow, but a lot of people have issues with that one in general. And he was getting like 30 million impressions. And what he did was he's like, I just paid this one dude with 6 accounts, and he went engaged on every single post of mine on all 6 of these accounts. And literally he was going from like 1K reach on post to like million 7-figure impressions, like 6-figure impressions consistently on like whatever he almost posted, as long as it was like good content and that it was he got that engagement in at a certain time. It was crazy the effect it had on his account, because those accounts, they don't spam engagement. Like they're not in some bot like doing 100 likes a day. And the more powerful, the less you like, the more powerful the like is, or the same with comments. And I like to say to people that I'd rather have a 100K account that does 10 comments or less than a 1 million account with 30 comments, because it's just that much more powerful. The follower count is important, but what's even more important is just how much engagement they spam.
Sweet.
Yeah. Also, if they follow you too, but yeah.
What do you think? Thank you, Christian, for your answer. What do you think about the start a fan page with follow and follow? You think it's like good, or you think it's better to start with organic? And like I know a lot of people even who use growth, like organic growth, like to start with follow and follow until they reach a few thousand, and then they stop with that. But what do you think?
I think it's going to take you forever. Plus, I feel like automation is going to die completely, honestly. It's just a matter of time.
I don't think it'll die completely, but it's getting a lot more difficult, man. Like, do you remember like a year or two ago, like I would have all these accounts, and like they would never get phone verifications. Like very rarely they would get like an email verification. And then like I remember just like logging into my license like 6 months ago and just seeing like red everywhere on every single account. And then I'd spend like 45 minutes, like going through and like verifying every single account. And like, cause some accounts, like I would just like, I have like automatic email and phone verifications on. So like generally they'll do that, but it doesn't work for all the accounts. Yeah. It only works on some of the accounts, and you have to like go in and like manually mess with it. And it's just so hard to automate. And I honestly just recommend people to do it manually if they want to go that route, and just do it to get that few thousand and not have it be a long-term strategy, and just use it to like rank on hashtags and explore. And I kind of think that got really popular with Bia Heza, if you guys know who he is. I like to call it like the Bia Heza method, because he had some super like viral video where he said that even though the method was invented like far before Bia Heza came out with that video. So I just think doing it manually is probably the best strategy. But if you can automate it, you're more than welcome to. I just think it's kind of expensive because you'll likely have to pay for like a mobile proxy, unless you're running on your residential IP, and you're just going to get blocks and issues. And I think it's just better if you want to do follow and follow to outsource it to somebody like Adi, because she's a pro and she knows what she's doing. It will cost more, but I think you'll just save time and that'll just be worth the money.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I also think I must add that for one account, I think I will never do Jarvee, even for two, even for three. No, I'm joking. But I think like it's really worth it when you're like your plans to give it as a service and make it like your kind of agency. But you're really right. Like it takes a lot of time to learn everything, and it can be like it can be the end in every moment, like you said, like it was in June, and maybe the election this year, so I'm guessing it will be another big wave that will come. And that's why, like, I think so my answer for you, for one page, I wouldn't do it by myself, honestly, or outsource, or just do another method, like Alec and Christian mentioned. And also for the people who still use Jarvee and see this video, so I must say too, like, I really recommend you to not stick only with Jarvee for Instagram. Add to your company more service, like Alec doing, like he's teaching like how to grow with hashtags, how to grow with engagement groups, and then you not only limit by Jarvee, and also you can do more things like Jarvee for LinkedIn and Jarvee for Pinterest, like I showed a few minutes ago. So I must tell you guys, I get a few really good leads from LinkedIn with Jarvee. It's really cool.
Yes.
Also for Pinterest, I think not a lot of people doing that, so they don't really care about it so much.
Yeah.
Maybe now, yeah. So this is what I think. Don't stick only with Jarvee for Instagram. Think about the future, and yeah.
Yeah, LinkedIn is hot right now. People on NP Social are just like LinkedIn, man. Like,
Yeah. Now we can even extract emails. It's so cool.
yeah, I haven't done any LinkedIn automation to be real, but I hear if you pay for the pro, like everything's through like the official API, and there's no problems.
Totally. So some guy asked if you can see this video later. So it's all of our group.
Yeah,
Yes, this is a comment. Maybe it's about what I show about Jarvee. Maybe I speak too fast with my English. So I will add some screenshots for you. No problem at all.
I kind of agree with that, actually, but I will say this: engagement groups. Oh, so let me just read the question. There was this one guy I asked that had like 50K, and he said engagement groups are not the future, and he didn't want to join one. Yet he was in 2 DM groups. Well, one, he's a hypocrite, right? But he may not even use them. But the truth is, like, I remember back in the day, like, you could literally just throw in a couple DM groups, and it was almost like you would just instantly go viral. And over time, they have naturally curved engagement groups, and they're getting less and less effective. But the truth is, that's with anything on Instagram, whether it's engagement groups, whether it's with Jarvee and automation, whether it's with, like mass voting, like limits just keep getting cut and cut. And like in my opinion, sure, it's not the future because it's going to just be getting less and less effective. But they can't patch that. Like, this is how the algorithm works, having like niche pages where big audiences like engage on your post, it's going to work no matter what, because if you have a relevant and a big audience demographic, you're going to get in front of the right type of people. You may not go like 7-figure impressions, but you're going to get in front of the right type of people, and that follower conversion is going to be way higher when comparing it to profile visits and just impressions and reach.
Yeah. Cool. We have last question over here. We have 23 views. People who watch us now. So if you want to ask more questions, feel free before we will end the live, and we'll speak about a few more last things. And 1 second, I think this question is for you, Alec, definitely for you. Wait, this is the question. No, wait, this one.
Model slave strategy?
So we're asking, like, how do you guys relate to that? Sorry.
To model slave strategy. Oh, so my business collapsed in June 2019. I was doing model slave, making a lot of money. And then depression came, chargebacks came, clients going after me came. And I just decided it's not a scalable way to do anything in life, especially with spending like that, model slave. If you want to be stressed all the time and keep waking up every single day not knowing what's going to happen, when Instagram is going to purge you, when you're going to hit massive action blocks and not be able to do anything, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a better way to do ads, like Christian said at the beginning, and to just go organically, honestly. So I pretty much relate to slave strategy because I experienced it. We had like, hundreds and hundreds of accounts that were sending messages to new followers to follow main client account. And it was doing great. Clients were gaining 600 followers per day, which is freaking awesome. But then everything stopped overnight. And lucky enough, it stopped when I had only like a few clients instead of, me having like tens of clients and making a lot of money, because then I would be in a deep shit, honestly.
Dude, hey Dominic, I don't know if you've seen his YouTube channel, but
yeah, I did.
He was like, he had this video. I remember it was a video I watched, and he's like, I was doing $50K a month with my agency, and we were doing all mother slave. Like, but he called it like niche method or something different, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I could just tell because he used a lot of like the same words. That like the jargon is from MP Social, which I'm like, this guy's a botter. But that was crazy that his business collapsed. And yeah, I mean, it's just really not sustainable. And if you want to sell a service like that, milk it while you can. I do know a couple guys who are selling mother slave, but not the traditional mother slave. Well, there are a couple guys still selling mother slave, but they charge like $10 to $25 per a slave, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. But there are guys doing mother slave with question answer boxes where they set up like 50 accounts. Depends on the niche, sometimes more accounts, and they will spam like the question boxes on all these different profiles and say, go follow like at whatever account, or like, have you seen at this account? And then it'll be private. And it works super well. Like you get really high quality leads. Like it was funny because the guy who is the service provider, he's a buddy of mine. Like we talk, and he's like, man, he's like, it's like mother slave on Adderall. He's like, it just works so good. And he was sending me some screenshots and like this video from his account and showing me the quality of the followers, and they're all like really high quality people. And I honestly think for the price, like that type of service gives you higher quality people than ads sometimes too. But it's just not sustainable, and like it can go away anytime. That's the truth. Like, so if you want to abuse it while you can, go for it. But that is a strategy that not a lot of people talk about. But a lot of guys who did mother slave and are still selling similar strategies, they use the question answer boxes now on stories to spam.
Yeah, it's not sustainable, like you said.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm totally agree. Some people still, because I have the Jarvee videos on YouTube, so they think I also do the mother and slave. I don't do that at all. I only do clients management, and I do automation for my fan page accounts. But yes, I also think like you guys, it's really like it's much more spammy than the follow unfollow. It's like another level, and in any case, someone in any second, someone can report your slave account, and then they can get deleted and all. Like it's a lot of games. I think some people really like it. Like I love to play with Jarvee and MP, and I like to MP Social. And I like to play with this kind of things. So this is what I love. But and some people love also the mother and slave and like to play with Instagram. Like it's like a cat and a mouse. This is what I think. At some point, it won't stay. At some point, I think TikTok will like rule the world. Yeah, like much more than Instagram. But yes. So nowadays, follow and follow is good for what accounts? Less than K or more. Now it's better. The watch stories and hyper voter tool, I think. No. What are the best organic activities? To growing on Instagram? What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
Especially if you have 10,000 followers, depends on your engagement. I'm going to just come back to and say it again. Just stay away from automation, especially if you have this large following and if you have good engagement. Like literally, I know a lot of people who have still like 60 or 70,000 followers on accounts, and they're still doing follow instead of just, changing their mindset and just, utilizing hashtags because they have already engagement and good content, brand pages. So I'm all about, just, if you have a brand page, repost viral crap, make good captions, use smart hashtags, create subcategory hashtags, make them very related to your content, use, 80-20 strategy, 80% of small hashtags, 20% big ones, and it's going to explode. After 2 weeks of posting 3 times per day, you're going to get back to like 500 or 600 followers per day. Been there, done that, So that's my answer.
I guess for me, so nowadays follow and follow is good for what it counts. I think follow and follow is good for either if you want to do follow and follow specifically manually to just get that organic audience at first, or if you're like an e-com store and like you need traffic, like link clicks, you don't really care about the followers, but you need to automate in order to get traffic to your website. I think that's a great type of scenario, like an e-com store where they could use follow and follow and it could work really, really well for them. The account doesn't need to be less than 10,000. If you're like a store and you need traffic, then I think go ahead and automate it. To be honest, like follow and follow is pretty much, in my opinion, patched as it is. And I don't think Instagram's really focusing on the people who are doing follow and follow. Because like you said, Addy, it's not that spammy. It's not like mass voting where you're spamming these question and answer boxes and pissing people off. Because I get people who comment on my post on Instagram and they're like, stop doing this with your bot. And like, they write me like these like FU emojis. And like, first thing I do is I just go and block them. But like, it's like, boom, you can't report me after I block you. No. Like,
I saw the video of this girl. She made about you. Wow, it was so funny. The girl made about you and you post about it.
I felt so bad because all these people messaged me saying like, hey, I reached out to her and told her like, this guy is my homie. Like he's the OG guy. And I'm just like, I totally forgot about it. Like, honestly, if I didn't get the notification on Facebook, I forgot even posted it. And people just really like were like ripping her. And I think that's not like nice. I just thought it would be funny to do like, I don't know. I try to post stuff in my group that like baits in likes and comments because the more active my group is, the higher I rank in search. So that was just kind of like a joke I was doing, but it kind of went the wrong way. So I feel really bad about doing that. Is it better to watch stories or hypervoter tool? I think no. No, it's not better, but I do think you'll get more link clicks using a tool like that just because you're able to perform more actions at this current moment. That may not be true in the future, and I honestly think the limits are definitely going to keep going down on voting. So I honestly think if you want something more sustainable, follow and follow is more sustainable than voting. What's the best organic activities for growing on Instagram? Honestly, like I think the best, okay, so first of all, it depends what organic means, but I think the best organic like strategy is literally just no strategy at all. Just posting high quality content and just letting it rank on some hashtags if it needs hashtags, and not using engagement groups, even though they do work. But I think just the best strategy is just posting and like just letting like the algorithm like pick up your content, because those engagement groups and stuff, they work really well, but you will notice that if you stop using those engagement groups, the posts you have, they perform a lot worse. And I really believe like the Instagram algorithm works like an average rate of change formula, which is just like, it means like the derivative in calculus, like the rates. So they look at how much engagement you get and they look at how fast you get that engagement. And if you're artificially forcing engagement in as soon as you post, and then it's showing it to these like really niche people who are likely to engage with your content, who are like have big followings. When you don't have that, you're not getting the engagement from those big accounts, as well as you're not getting the engagement that is a byproduct of those big accounts. So you kind of in a way fuck up the algorithm of your page. Yep. So I just think the best organic activity to do is just like posting and just like finding good hashtags. Yeah, I don't know.
Cool. There's a good question about him. It says, how can you tell if another account is in an engagement group? I mean, in Alex's market research, he had put in whatever they use, EG or not. So I can share my screen quick and show you right now an example of how you can tell right away if a big brand page has a presence of an engagement group or not. It's very simple. So you first have to identify a big page that has a large following and then spy on them how many followers they're getting every single month. If they're getting a lot of followers, that's a good page to even analyze in the first place.
Wait, Alan, can I stop you for a second? Can you share the screen when you do that? Because
I will.
Awesome, great. So continue.
So ideally, so this is one of the pages in my niche that I know of. They have 300,000 followers, but simply when you go to their comments, especially this one they just posted, you can see who's commenting. If other brand pages like comment on their pictures, because why would some other big brand page comment on another big brand page picture? Doesn't make any sense. So you can tell right here that all these comments are generic. First of all, they're brand pages because they have nice logos, and you can see these are generic comments. So when you open these pages, if they have a large following as well, you'll find out that they're an engagement group. So this page has 300,000 followers, vetting peace, 132,000 followers, and so on. And this is how you can analyze and see if they have an engagement group or not. Because regular people will leave just random comments like this. See these emojis? The rule of an engagement group is like to tell people to leave more than 3 words, so the algorithm can pick up on the more, when you post emoji, it's not equivalent to like posting 4 words a comment. So all these people here, for example, are an engagement group as well, carrots and cake as well. And just look at their following: 60,000 followers, 200,000 followers, 220,000 followers. So I hope this answers your question. And I agree with Christian, by the way, when it comes to using engagement groups. Myself, I don't use them all the time. I use them to activate my account and maintain. So I use them for like a few days at a time, and then I completely stop. But I don't tell this to my people in my engagement group, because otherwise we're going to have a dead engagement group. No one's going to comment and like. So once in a while, I just come back and reactivate, comment again, and like.
I mean, I think it's like I touched upon this earlier, but man, the best strategy is just like doing nothing at all. And engagement groups are great to get things started and like get that momentum, get the ball rolling. But the whole goal should eventually be to not have to use that, whether it's follow or engagement groups,
Exactly. Especially if now you have enough followers, enough likes and comments. Don't push your account too much. If you have audience to push your content and give you love, just keep it organic completely.
Also, plus, man, I've grown multiple accounts, and to like the range between like 100 and like 200K, and generally they hit this wall, man. It's somewhere between usually 50K and 300K on that account, on a specific account, but they hit this fat wall, and like the engagement groups just stop working. And I think it's mainly because Instagram starts to look at your own audience and your own followers a lot more than any of like that outside engagement and like those big accounts. So yeah, like I really think that like it's a great strategy to get started, but you're going to hit this fat wall eventually. And at that point, you're just going to have to like keep posting and like just put out content that like your real authentic followers really like, because this engagement group stuff is like really easy, like for Instagram to tell. It can just like, if they wanted to have the value of like a comment from a big account, like they could just have it, like and ignore it, Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, I just want to add something small about the engagement groups, that I saw it on my group, on Jarvee group. I think it can be really, really helpful for your account. From what I'm testing, it's working great, especially with ad strategies to get it for free. And I just want to mention, someone just posted on my group, and I'm guessing it's all the time in your groups as well, both of you. Hey, I opened a new engagement group, still want to join. And then everyone like posts their username and like ta-da, and like 50 comments, something like that.
Yep.
And all of the accounts are different niche. This guy is like artist, this girl, she's jewelry. Yeah. And then they do it all together. Also in Israel, you don't know, there's like one big Instagram community over here. I think it's more than 20, I don't know, like it's they're doing it with hashtags, specific hashtags, and then the engagement. And it's really not smart to do it. And I didn't want to, to be the, the bad girl who said, oh, don't do that. Like I saw this guy, so like, oh, many people in my engagement group, but you must learn how to do it properly. If you have so many different niche, you lose the effect. So you will be on the profit of random people.
So Jean gave me a great strategy yesterday. By having this random people in engagement group, you're going to confuse algorithm, because you're going to have random comments and likes from random niches, and Instagram is going to be confused on what your page is about. The best way to test if your account is related to your niche is to click on your account and hit loop and just go to explore page. So I'm in a wedding niche, right? So when I click a search here, and I can see there's like couples, weddings and stuff on explore, right? So this is how Instagram knows that I'm in a wedding niche as well. So by having random people in engagement group, you're going to confuse algorithm, and it's not effective. It's not working. I tested this before. So it has to be like niche related or niche specific.
Yeah, definitely. So like actually those big accounts, that stuff used to work really well. but it was like over a year ago. It was like 2 years ago. It used to work amazing where it didn't matter if it was a niche. Like you could just hit it with a huge audience size, which is like our big follower network count.
Yeah.
And your post would just go viral. But like now that just doesn't really work. Plus they niche the explore pages. So yeah.
John said, great tip. It's your tip, bro.
Right, yeah, I talked with him this week after I saw the interview with Christian, and I really like how he's thinking and how he's like really get into the algorithm and like really research and like
He's a super
really
smart guy. Super smart guy.
love this guy, really.
Yeah.
About this question, the secret tools, I think maybe it was 20 minutes ago, maybe we spoke about Jarvee. Don't know which secret tools.
Yeah.
Jarvee, maybe.
Contact tool?
Which
No.
tool?
Maybe contact tool? I don't know.
Oh, maybe contact tool. I don't know if you, I can just comment below, tell me what you think. What is the tool? And I will explain, no problem. This comment, totally understand.
Put to work in. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like life. There's no shortcuts for success, and no matter what you do, you have to work for it. I mean, the days of like, I used to have a great time having an agency and just charging my clients $200 a month for automating their accounts and never even opening my account, my software to check on them because it was working great. But like, it's not gonna last forever with anything,
Man, the good old days.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember there was the days we could do like 1,000 actions per day. You remember?
Oh yeah.
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 I had
on data centers too. Like these, I used to buy these aged accounts, and they were like the free proxies, and I would like just run in and do 800 follows on them. Like,
oh yeah, those were great times, but it's over now.
I will cry now. It's really.
Don't cry, just evolve.
Now, I'm just the light. You're totally right. Like after what happened in June, I think we had a few tough months, like all of us, no sleeping, no eating, no life, no happiness. And like every day it was like, what would be today? Like maybe, I don't know.
It was the best period of my life.
Definitely. Automating has been awesome for me. The fact that it went down, like I honestly think it's just made it so much harder for people to actually get clients results. That like I've been busier because people reach out to me all the time and they're always like, yo, I had this one person that I was paying this amount of money for, and they need a new service, and a lot of people just don't have a new service to offer, and a lot of the people have moved over to like mass looking, and then when that was patched they moved over to mass voting. I'm sure when mass voting is patched there's going to be something else, but I don't know, like it's been good for me. I like that automation is down. It just makes it harder, and like all those beginners have been like weeded out now. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, like it makes sense, because at the end of the day, you're gonna increase the value of your service, whatever you do, and charge more money. I know like you had a girl that did a consulting with you. She purchased my course as well.
Oh, Erica, she's awesome. I like her.
So I wanted to say something. Information is confidential. That's why I didn't want to bring her name up.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So I wanted to say exactly how much she's making per client, but now I can't say because you brought her name up.
Damn.
But she's making pretty good money. like thousands per client, and she does only ads and organic stuff. Combination of like ads plus hashtags and content as well. And I really like the strategy because it's scalable. She can take more clients, and it's not like you have to just grow organically one account and focus 6 hours a day on one account for one client and so on. But it's pretty much you can delegate a lot.
Yes.
Do you have any nice strategies for growth other than the ones you talked about? So there's a lot of tips that you can do. Turn notifications on, shout outs, ads. It's just about whatever works for you the best. You just stick with it and just rinse and repeat and focus on that the most. But I don't know what Christian has to say on this.
So man, like if you're an agency, I think an awesome service to sell is just giveaways or like megas. Those are freaking awesome. Like I sell a bunch of those. They're guaranteed followers. They're pretty inexpensive. You can have okay margins and stuff like that. And I think they're an awesome service to sell. But the truth is, like, they're going to give very little to no engagement for your page. Yeah. That's the truth because everything's incentivized. But I think giveaways are just an awesome strategy. Also, shout out campaigns you can sell too. there are a lot more higher ticket of a service. But I really think there's a big demand for people to basically run ads for followers, as well as just do shout out campaigns and do influencer marketing campaigns, but not just general meme page ones, targeted campaigns, because people don't want like I don't know, like if you guys have ever like done any meme page follower campaigns, like the quality of followers can be really bad. Like sometimes like they can even be like fake follower bad. And like they're real people, like you can DM them and they respond, but there's a big demand for people to perform targeted shout out campaigns, whether you're like an entrepreneur or you're in like the beauty makeup space. I think there's a huge demand for that. So shout outs are great, giveaways too. Especially if you're an agency, the giveaways are awesome because they're easy and cheap.
Yeah.
Totally agree. I just want to say one strategy for e-commerce website or for agencies who manage e-commerce companies. So I do it for the account I showed before, and he actually is a really smart guy. And what he did, he has like I won't say the name, but he's selling like some products for like for ski or for any extreme sport. It's like lens protectors. Sorry. And basically what he did, he's so smart. He just like, you have a lot of categories. Like you have ski, you have surfing, you have motorcycling, you have many kind of sport extreme. So he just opened an Instagram account for each category. And then he didn't do automation at the start. He started to do a lot of reposting, hashtag research, and like just the idea. I didn't saw a lot of e-commerce website who did it. I did so a few. Just open an Instagram account for your category. Of course, also one main. It's super smart. And even just in one day, Instagram delete your account, you have another one. So not connect to automation even. So this is just an idea I thought about. And I think you mentioned all of the ways you can grow, the main ways. Oh, sorry, this one is a big question. Maybe you want to answer about it, Alec or Christian.
I'll read it. Why don't you answer, Alec? How can I revive engagement? I got shadow banned back in December and my account hasn't picked up and I'm actually losing followers. No matter what I do, I really don't want to put more effort on an account because it is full of followers that are not monetizable.
Interesting. So there has to be a reason why did you get shadow banned. And when you get shadow banned, you're not shadow banned forever. So it might, thank you so much. So, it might, there's so many reasons for myself. I got shadow banned because I kept using same hashtags over and over again. And then one day I just stopped ranking and got no followers, started losing followers. Also, automation is the #1 reason for getting shadow bans. If you like too much, comment too much, follow, unfollow. I don't know. There's so many reasons why. You just have to identify what and realize what did you do in the past that was bad for your account. And there's a lot of tools that you can check if you're shadow banned or not. I don't want to share any links here because I don't want to get disabled on Instagram again. But just Google like shadow ban test tool on Instagram. You'll find some links and you can check your account if it's shadow banned or not. But like mainly pay attention on hashtags. And in my opinion, I would just stop posting completely and rest your account maybe for 7 days before starting to post again. So yeah. It's not a specific answer because I can't see your account, so I don't actually know what you're doing. What happened to your page.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think we have 1 hour and 30 minutes already. That's a lot, guys. We have 27 people who watch us, so thank you for all of you who stayed all of this time, or if you join later on. It's so cool. We are now streaming on YouTube, in my channel, in Christian group, in Ale group, in Jarvee group. So it's really cool. You can use StreamYard for that. I didn't know about this feature until 1 week ago. So
that's awesome.
Really cool. I think we would have answered the last question, and then I think it will be the end. Great info, guys. Thank you. Thank you all.
Cool.
Should they follow or use something like Mass Voter for first 10K followers? So then I have no problem growing account after 10K.
I would just watch Christian's, YouTube videos that you did about, story ads and feed ads. Like, it's gonna take you a lifetime to get to 2,000 followers with follow unfollow, in my opinion. But like with like a few $100s of ad budget, you can get thousands of followers. I did a case study. One of my students, Emil, he spent $600 and he generated 20,000 followers in 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
If it's a repost page, like we want like a viral page, like do not use mass voting on it. Okay, like I can't emphasize that enough here. It doesn't seem to like dramatically affect like the home feed reach on the accounts that like I've tested on, but like hashtags and Explorer, like you just like don't rank after. So if it's that type of account, just don't use it. If it's a personal brand account, like I do think like ads are much more sustainable, also undervalued. But in that case, running tier 3 ads doesn't necessarily also help you rank on hashtags and the Explore page when it comes to like a personal brand where you like make your content, like you take a photo of you, because Instagram doesn't like to promote that stuff. But mass voting could work. But I honestly always recommend people to implement at least 2 growth strategies. Because if you want to grow fast, like you can't just use follow and follow. Like you can't just use mass voting. Like you can't just use ads sometimes. Like, but if you combine maybe shout outs, you combine mass voting, and you combine Facebook ads, you're going to grow way faster than somebody who just does one growth strategy. So I say if you want to use it, you can, but make sure that it's either a brand page or a personal brand page and not a repost page. And also just to implement multiple growth strategies, because that's how you really grow fast.
Thank you, Christian. I agree with you. I do think the follow and follow is still working, as well. Like but again, I already said it. It's for one account. It really doesn't worth it. Even if you do it manually on your phone, it will take you hours, and you cannot actually optimize it. So, what is the idea? Yeah. And with Jarvee, it will take you so much time to learn it and to fix the blocks and all of that. So for one account, 2 accounts, I honestly don't think it will worth it, but of course, it's your decision, and you can always try this by yourself, and then you can decide. And yes, before we finish, guys, do you have Christian and Alex some last tips for the people? Nothing you want to let them know? We have almost 30 now. It's really cool.
No, but I do have a tool if you guys want to try it out. It's completely free right now. It's called viralspy.co. If you guys want, it's like a viral content finder. So if you guys want to give it a try and shoot me a message and let me know if there's any issues with it. It's like completely free. I'm not trying to sell you anything here, but just trying to get some more feedback and stuff. And yeah, if you guys want to give it a try, let me know. It is in beta, so
Viral.co.
It's called viralspy.
Viralspy.co.
Yeah.
Maybe you can add a link later on after the live, and also your YouTube videos as well.
And I wanted to say, why I think this tool is freaking fantastic. It's because number one strategy for my growth that I coach people and tell them how to grow is like finding first on your competitors' best performing posts. And essentially, Christian's tool is actually just doing that. You just plug in your competitor's username, and the tool actually tells you what's their best performing piece of content, so you can use and leverage growth on your page.
Cool. 1 second, we just have a small question over here. Scraper account doesn't need to be active. That's okay. You just need to do it. I will add the link for the video about my scraping, like the setup and everything. You don't need to make this account active. It's all good. No need to work about that. Yes, and let's talk about you, Alec. Do you have something to say? Something to offer the people who watch us?
Yeah. So it's viralspy.co. That's the Christian tool. So I just talked to Eddie before this live video. We agreed that, so I have a program. I coach people everything from scratch, how to grow organically, pure organically, using first, some ads to boost their growth, and then using, hashtags and all organic strategies for growth until you hit like 500 followers per day. And I have some students who are gaining, 800 and 1,000 followers per day. And you guys can join my group and check it out for yourself. But I told Eddie, I'm selling an Instagram course, which comes with the monetization part. So I coach people personal branding as well. Once you develop your skill and learn how to grow your accounts organically, you want to get more clients, right? So the best way to find clients is to use your personal brand through Facebook and Facebook groups. And I did a whole training videos on that as well. But mainly my focus is like Instagram course. And I told Eddie before this video that I'm going to give a big discount for this course. Gosh, I hate selling. But just so you know, like I'm selling course for $997, and I told Eddie I'm going to give everyone discount of $200. So it's going to be like $790, right?
Yes, all the people who watch. Yeah, sorry.
So you guys can just DM me, private message me on Facebook, and we can hop on the call, see if you're a good fit, and we can work together, and I can get you in a program as well, in a private group.
Cool. I must say that I learned a lot. I finished all of your course. It took me a while. I must say you have a lot of content and a lot of great content. And I learned a lot from you, like how to do, like I know how to use Flick, for example, but I didn't know, like you made a special interview with the CEO over there, and like wow, and so many things, and I never know about it. It's like,
yeah,
it was great, and you really, what I like in both of you, and you are like also in Christian, you're giving a lot, and you don't keep the things that's really working, like the main secrets, for yourself. And I really like to see that. I definitely recommend to talk with you and to purchase your course for the people actually it's fit for them if you want like to really grow on Instagram organically. And you actually have some great case studies, I must say. Like I saw all of the people who helped them, and like the New York ride. So definitely.
So I'm speaking through my results. I'm not like taking some, a lot of gurus out there who are selling courses. They, steal other people's results, whatever. So, and also their courses they tell you what to do, but they don't show you how to do it. So that's why I dedicate so much time to actually share my screen from my phone and my computer, and actually go in details about explaining how, strategies work for growth on Instagram. And like you said, I didn't only just cover the basics of how hashtag work. I also brought over some people like, for example, I had an interview with a guy who's a CEO of a Flick app, wonderful guy, and wonderful app, by the way. So we covered in depth like how hashtags actually work step by step, and how I create subcategories of hashtag for specific type of content, and how I get, million impressions through hashtags.
So, and really quick, I want to say something about Alex's course. I've gone through multiple of the videos, and I'm really impressed the fact that it's like he said, he has videos where they're like 49 minutes long. Like he'll show you step by step what he does, and he actually goes and does it like with you. It's not like one of those courses where, like I bought in courses where I'm sure all you guys have, where it's like, oh, you just need this many of these big hashtags, this many of these medium hashtags, this many of those small hashtags. It's like a 5-minute video, He actually goes like that extra step, and like if you don't like long content, then maybe it's not for you. But if you really want that like step-by-step process where he guides you through it, then I definitely recommend you check out his course and shoot him a message. And
yeah, so I'm gonna keep this deal open for the next 24 hours. This discount of $200, it's going to be $790. And you guys are more welcome to, message me, find me on Facebook. My name is Alek Uzunovic. You'll find me through YouTube, I guess, as well. But thanks, Christian, for the nice words, and Eddie as well. Thank you guys for even being in the course as well, and testing it for yourself.
Thank you, Adi, for having us. Alek, you're the homie.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, guys. So I just finished. I was about to talk about the Jarvee VIP club that I have, but I don't think this is the right time. So maybe I will keep it. Like I have another 4 spots to that, but I think I will keep it for the next time. It's only, by the way, my Jarvee VIP club. It's only for people like agencies who still want to do automation. I don't do people who just have 1 or 2 accounts, because, like I said, it doesn't worth it for what I think. And thank you so much for all of the people who watch us. Wow, it was so fun. Thank you so much, really, for you, Christian, and for Alek, for all of your tips. Keep up with all of the value you're giving to the people. Christian, I see you also, and also Alek, all of the time you're answering to people even about really basic questions, and you never like Google that or something. You're really answering. So thanks a lot, guys, and I hope you had an amazing weekend soon.
Thank you for hosting, and thank you for being amazing. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
All right. See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.